Wanakaanga hivyo. Ukitisha saa hii 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Good afternoon and welcome to Prestige TV. That is 07242574 and we are live on YouTube and Facebook. And so visit there, click your subscribe button, like and share. My name is Daniel Njoroge, and of course I'm hosting. No, it's not our usual guest, but I'm mwenyeji at Prestige. This is Marion Njoroge, the leader, chairperson of Mt.Kenya Defenders, which is a human rights, community organization. It's a CBO, yes. Human rights CBO. And so karibu sana Marion to Prestige TV. Please say hello to our viewers and so then tunaweza endelea.
Hello everyone, as you've heard, I'm Marion Njoroge. I'm a human rights defender. I've been in community organizing for the last 7 years, and I'm glad to be in this space so that we can share the human rights situation around Mount Kenya. Thank you.
Great, karibu sana. And when it's human right, it's everything that is touching on humanity.
Yes.
And the social life, the emotional, the spiritual life, part of the human rights.
It's part of the human rights.
It's part of the human rights, right?
Yes.
Great. And so, because it's about human rights, there are a lot of things that have been happening in our country. Mengine mabaya, mengine mazuri, and they are within the sphere ya kina Marion to talk about the human rights. And I want first to talk about the human rights within our home area, that is Kiambu County. Then we go further to Mount Kenya region. So, Marion, we've been having, and this is a question I asked last time, tumekuwa na visa vya pombe haramu kwa wingi. It's been so much within our area. And so, what are we not doing right? Again, I asked that question.
I think it's all about the approach that we use when we are dealing with the illicit booze. Every time there is every time there is a raid on illicit booze, the target is not the main illicit booze. We always see circle around the main bars. People are taken to call the wine and spirits and that kind of stuff. If we change our approach on how we are going to fight the illicit booze, I think we can win this battle. I keep saying, as a young girl many years ago, I used to follow Wangari Maathai coming to our village and raiding the Changa dens. And I think 30 years down the line, we are here. I'm 35. And 30 years down the line, we are still here speaking about the same issues. I think it's all about the approach. We also need to sit down with our young men. We also need to give them an alternative. It is not right. It is not fancy. It is not cool to wake up and visit a Chang'aden or an illicit group or whatever. I think it's all about the approach that we are using. If 30 years down the line we don't have a solution yet, we got to go back to the drawing table.
Great. Why I asked that question is one, yesterday I passed by a place within Gashia. The place, if allowed, I'll mention the name of the place. It's called Kanungu.
Yes.
At Kanungu, and I met a lady, a young lady. Maybe if she's too old, I'll give her around 30. Sorry to put this, but the lady said, I'm pregnant and I don't care. I don't know whose pregnancy is this. She was so drunk, and she cared less about her situation or condition by then. Now, this is the word that came from her mouth. Mtoto si kitu kubwa anaweza tu ananichinje. And you see, in as much as she was drunk, those are careless words.
Yes.
She was in the midst of tens of men. And still, we don't care, if I may, we don't care what is happening around us, and especially with the young ladies and the young men who are in the illicit too. Then, what do we do?
I think.
And what do you do? What are you to do as a human rights CBO?
We are doing a lot, especially with alcoholic mothers who are neglecting their children. We've been doing a lot of rescue work to vulnerable children who are neglected. And if you go back to the core of the issue, it's still all about alcoholic mothers. I can just say it is tragic. It's a tragedy. It's a ticking time bomb. We are having support groups will be rolling out as from next week. We are meeting alcoholic mothers, showing them love. We have counselors on board. We'll be talking to them. We hope to partner with the county government and NACADA and any other body that is passionate about fighting alcoholism, because kids are not going to school in Gashie. Riverori kids are not going to school, and there's so many kids who are in the wrong side of the law, who are in conflict with the law because they're hungry, they're not taken care of, and they go to steal. So it's a tragedy, and all of us and state actors have to come together and fight this vice.
Great. Away from alcohol, that was just but as a talk.
Yes.
It's part of what is happening in our area.
Yes.
And
It's
just
tragic. It's tragic.
one more thing to mention about what is happening in Gashie.
Yes.
Allow me to mention that. If you look at the screen at the back here, we have the issue of road that we touched on last time when we were here.
Yes.
We didn't have tarmac. I think right now we can see we have some tarmac here. Just away from what the human rights, for one also mean, is it because the president is visiting Gashie tomorrow?
I think it has been a process.
Mm-hmm.
Whether the president is visiting or not, it has been an outcry from the beginning, and we have had so many assurances. And I would say it is not about the presidency coming, but we had a meeting with Kera, Public Participation Unit. You are there as well, I remember. It was very progressive.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot of assurances from the multi-agency team that was here. I really hope that they will finish up the road up to Karura, and I hope that talking about bad roads will be a thing of the past. But I can say it has been a work in progress. It has been a journey. I personally have been on that road demonstrating, even during the Mt.Kenya rain, I was there as well. And so I can say it's been a journey.
It's been a journey.
Yes.
That is what it's been a journey.
Yes.
And we can see there are some hopes that this journey is almost coming to an end. Now, on the real giant here, I don't know whether to start with the killing and lynching of women in central Kenya, or I should start with the big thing that is now the big thing today, especially in our country and in the entire East Africa and Africa. That is, and I've seen a lot of human rights groups coming up to defend what is happening. It's the issue of LGBTQ. And the human rights activists have been so vocal about it. So what is your take about that?
Do I start with LGBTQ or what? Do I start with LGBTQ?
Please, because it's been so messy, it's been so noisy about that. Perhaps if I may start with that for just something little about that, because a lot of human rights groups have been so vocal about that, and you being a human rights activist, maybe you have a voice on that.
Personally, I have no clear stand on whether I support or I don't support. I come in as a human rights defender, where life is paramount, irrespective of your sexuality. Your life is paramount. That's why I come in. Whether the moral aspect of it, I'm not there.
Right.
I just want to clarify: no one has a right to be killed or to be violated because of their sexuality. But I will not comment on whether I support it or not. I will leave it a gray area. Yeah. But whoever is in that community can do it without influencing others. If you're in that community, do it alone. Don't influence my children and that kind of stuff. Don't influence my children, don't influence my brother or my sister. Walk and walk alone.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Walk and walk alone, walk your path. Away from that.
Yes.
It's Mt.Kenya defenders.
Yes.
Let's come back to Mt.Kenya now.
Yeah.
The real issue, the killing and lynching of women, the Boda people. I think we still have a case in Tarakani that is still going on about the Boda guy who was killed, I think it's last week.
Yeah.
Now, let's start with Muranga. You have been seen in Muranga severally,
Yes.
talking about a woman who was killed.
Yes. In fact, there are two, and they were neighbors. It is in Kahuro. I've camped there since the tragedy happened. It is in Kahuro, a place called, I think, Gakoe, in Kiharu constituency. Mama Kuria and her neighbor were lynched because they were profile of real witches. It's one of the most devastating stories that we've covered as Human Rights Defender, and it has taken us to very low moments, especially when the families are narrating. It was just a normal evening, and Mama Kuria had just come back home. It was around 9. She normally fetch some napier grass from the neighboring places. So she comes back home and she tells the husband, I've been told that there's a witch who will be killed. I don't know who it is. Little did she know that it was her. So they had tea in the evening with the husband. And then a gang of people, including people that the family knows very well, pulled her out of the house. Pulled her out of the house, marched her to the roadside, burnt her when she was alive. They had already planned, orchestrated, choreographed the whole scene. They had tires, they had paraffin. They poured her, they put tires on her. They also took some dry leaves. In our mother tongue, we call them madara.
And please, Marion, because you're talking about the people of Murang, I know some of them are watching us here.
Yes.
Please, would you mind touching that bit in Kikuyu?
Yes.
Yes, please.
I know they're very conversant with the matter. In fact, there was another lady who is a neighbor. What we learned about that neighbor is that she had no children. And so she was told she had a bad heart, so she qualifies to be a witch. But for now, Mama Kuria, she lends people money. She's a small shayok around the area. If you look at all the perpetrators, there are around 20 of them. All the perpetrators who are in the scene and who arranged this owes her money. So it was the only way to profile her as a witch and write off the debts. If Mama Kuria dies, we will not pay the debts, because we saw some writings and the money amounted up to 400,000. Yes, she worked hard for the future of her children, for the future of her family, but somebody decided to end her life. It's tragic. We have been engaging the DCI in Kahuro, the OCPD in Kahuro. We've been having conversations. Around 2 guys are already in court. They are already in remand, but we are not satisfied with the level of investigations or the process, how the investigations have been conducted, because the Nyumba Kumi guy who planned everything, who sent the son to go and get tires, is still free.
This is a thing that was planned by
Nyumba Kumi.
Nyumba Kumi.
Yes. There is also a government official who was called. Can you come and save these ladies? And he said, Mukimaliza muniita tutabeba maiti. And he's still in office. As Mount Kenya Defenders Justice Space, we are writing to the Internal Affairs. The letter will be received on Monday. We will be writing to the Internal Affairs to relieve of duties the DCI in Kahuro. We want the homicide detectives to go there. And we really need a neutral. We need a very neutral investigating team. The DCI in Kahuro is not doing anything.
So how urgent is it being done?
It's not urgent. It's a very low pace. We have given her enough time, and where we are right now, we have given up on Kahuro. We'll be going now to the DCI headquarters and to the Internal Affairs unit and to IPOA.
Wow. 07242574 is our SMS number. Visit our Facebook page at Prestige TV. Kama wewe ni wa Murang'a ama kama wewe ni wa within Mount Kenya region, what do you think about this? When matters human rights are mentioned, what comes in mind? Because this is not an easy case, but then we have a question. And this I'll ask, who is supposed to be following up on this? Is it you as the Mount Kenya Defenders or as a human rights as CBO, or is it the government?
The government should be very, very... We need... I don't think we have a robust justice system, or our criminal justice system is not really aggressive. And that is why we have a clarion call to rally everyone in the government to fight against these vices, because if today it's not me, tomorrow it's you. The other thing, we have a very rough group calling itself the Nyumba Kumi. It's a vigilante.
Okay.
It's a purely organized crime. They are not fighting any crime. They are criminal themselves. We go back to Kirinyaga and Embu. We have like 3 cases of 3 families who've lost their children in very tragic circumstances under Nyumba Kumi. Nyumba Kumi are killing people everywhere. I don't know who gave them the mandate. Initially, when we were starting about Nyumba Kumi, it's about knowing us as 10 of us, and then we have a leader. It was about 10 households.
So kazi ya Nyumba Kumi ni gani? Like, let someone who knows not much about the Nyumba Kumi,
Yes.
allow them to get to understand what is Nyumba Kumi about.
It's a new creation. The initial Nyumba Kumi, the choreographer of Nyumba Kumi, had designed it in such a way, 10 households coming together, who are neighbors, coming together, having their leader, and knowing each other, because it was created at the time of when terrorism was very high in the country. And so we had to come, like 10 people coming together and knowing each other, at least know your neighbor. But where these people got the machetes, where they even have their own handcuffs, where they have legal rights to lynch people, I don't know. It's a not purely organized crime. It's worse than bandits.
With the recent cases of, I don't know what to call it, with the recent cases of people being slaughtered, let me call it
Yes.
so, is the Nyumba Kumi helping?
It's not helping.
Are there places that it's working?
It's not working. It's everywhere.
Are there hopes, rather, what should be done then? Or is it time for something else to be done to replace the Nyumba Kumi, which you people maybe could be fighting for?
Our clarion call to the government and to the security apparatus and this Nyumba Kumi thing. Let us have a working, strong, robust criminal justice system. If we have a strong criminal justice system, we don't need a Nyumba Kumi. At least I know somebody is a criminal somewhere. I'll go report myself, and they'll be taken through to the due process of the court. And that's it. We don't need people to be lynched somewhere in the name of Nyumba Kumi.
And when the security apparatus are not working, they are there, but they are just puppet security apparatus. Then what about that? Because Nyumba Kumi, I think it was a link between the security apparatus and we, the people, when you talk about Nyumba Kumi. So then, when you have a Nyumba Kumi that is not functioning, we have security agencies that are not working. Who helps who?
Such a sad state. And we hope the state actors and non-state actors, we will all come together and find common solutions and work to a common goal.
All right.
Yes. And that is why non-state actors like us are there.
All right.
Yeah.
With Marion Njoroge, the chairperson of the Mount Kenya Defenders, talking about the human rights activism, and especially in Mount Kenya region. We want to take a very short break, then we'll be getting back from the break. Then from the break we think, and we ask ourselves, fine, we have Muranga, we have Kirinyaga, we have Nyeri, we have Kiambu, we have the Rakanithi, and every day, there are manslaughter cases. There are people killing others. There are, just the other day, though it's not within Mount Kenya region, a girl was caught in Nairobi selling a child who happens to be the grandchild. All these things are things that are falling within the human rights activism thing. So the question is, when we come from our short break, what next? What is the solution to this? And what are we going to do now as the Mount Kenya people, as the nation, to curb this whole issue? So talk to us on 0724425574, which is our SMS line. And please, again, talk to us on our social media sites. That is Prestige TV on TikTok, Prestige TV on YouTube, and Prestige TV on Instagram. And there we'll be able to have a conversation with you. We'll be getting back in a few.
Prestige TV, always watched, admired, and respected.
And indeed from us we say it is black at last. And black at last is not just but a color, but it is the color of the road Kihara, Karura, Gashie, Njakai, Power Road. And as you can see, dear viewer, it is the tamaking of the Kihara Karura Road that has been a long time given hope to the people of Kihara that at some point this road will be done. And indeed it has been done, and it must be done on us as it was promised. On Sunday, the Member of Parliament for Kiambaa constituency, Honorable John Njoroge Mt.Kenya, had visited the area, and he gave the people of Kihara an assurance that this will be done this very week. And 2 days later, the road is being done, and as you can see, the tools of trade are at work. Everything is set on pace, and if our camera person can just zoom a little bit, and you can see from the far end of the road, it's already tarmacked, and so the color is no longer brown but black at last. And just to remind us in a brief history of this road, the 6-kilometer road that is stretches from Karura, Kihara, Nambanane, Njakai to Power Referori. This road for some time, the people of this area have complained so much about the dust and the untarmacked state of the road.
Elia kai wakwa, kono yakwa.
Welcome back to Prestige TV. We are back and we are having a conversation with Marion Njoroge, who is the chairperson of Mount Kenya Defenders, and they are doing a very, very great job fighting for human rights, or rather for our rights, because I'm human too. I know if I had an issue, Marion will be coming in a wind speed to fight for my rights, and so at least I know I have Marion alongside me. But one thing we are sure of, in as much as things are happening, one thing that we want to hope and to wish for all of us is that we're going to have that ultimate security for our own lives, and we're going to be taken care of as much as we are living in this world that the Lord has given unto us. Welcome back, Marion.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for giving us updates on what has been happening in Mount Kenya region. And as we were starting, we mentioned several cases, and we mentioned about the case of Mama Kevin, Mama Kuria
Yes.
in Muranga,
Yes.
and a neighbor who were killed. We talked about Kirinyaga, which I think for some time Kirinyaga has been a capital of human murder. I don't know why.
It's, in fact, we are saying Kirinyaga is becoming another version of Kisii.
Another version of Kisii,
Yes.
because Kisii has been well known for, I think it's this year and last
All
year.
atrocities, yes.
They've been happening in Kisii, but this time they're happening in Kirinyaga. Why? We don't know. So Marion, karibu tena. And a question. Earlier, 2 weeks ago, I think, the chairperson of Budabuda in Tharaka Nithi was killed, and actually was shot by a senior police officer. And later, 2 senior police officers were transferred, even before the case was prosecuted. Just as you mentioned earlier about Muranga, there has been the security apparatus, especially the DCA, they've been relaxing in their job. So how far are we going to go tukiona mambo ya kiregerege, especially wakati vifo vimekuwa vingi sana within the Mount Kenya region?
And as I said before, it's time we have a conversation as a community. And this is where the NCIC comes in, the commission. This is where we involve them, because we need to have now very strong conversations as community.
Okay.
Why are we so resilient in, why aren't we tolerating each other? Where is this urge for killing each other? We're supposed to be brothers. I mean, the pillar of the Agikoyo, the pillar of Mount Kenya was Oromo and Awedani. Yes.
I think there's a song that has been sung. Is it Kwame who sang about Oromo and Awedani of the...
Yes. Why aren't we together? Why are we turning against each other? I think the commission has a lot to do, and especially around Mount Kenya, because I think even the jails are full right now. The remands are full. And the criminal justice system is no longer working for us. We need to sit down as communities and talk to each other and embrace each other.
Are people being depressed, Marion? Because just to confirm something, a publication that was published by The Star and was published by Citizen Digital on April 4th, 2023, brothers killing each other. Are people depressed?
There's a lot of mental instability. From a counseling psychology point of view, I must point out that there's a lot of mental instability, and people are not seeking help, and even our health facilities are not offering this. We need very, very strong mental health system. Yes.
And when it comes to mental health issues and issues of depression and families having issues, where do you come in as a human rights activist?
I want to pose the question back to you, then I will answer.
Yes, please.
Supposing you have a person, you are in Kiambu right now and you're in Gashie, you have a person who is mentally ill. Where do you rush him?
To the hospital or to Mathare? If it's at that point where it's needed
Thank
to
you.
go,
You said Madare.
if it's needed to
Yes.
be taken to that extent.
Yes.
Mhm.
You take him to Madare.
Yes.
Which county is Madare?
Mathare is in Nairobi County.
It's tragic to understand that the only facility near us in Kiambu County that deals with mental illness is in another county.
Doesn't Kiambu, Thika,
Doesn't
Tigoni,
have, it
Gatundu.
doesn't have a mental facility. And that is where our governor and Kiambu at large need to step up.
Mentioning of that, we have our health facilities. And last week, this week actually, we had a demo concerning Kihara Hospital, a level 4 hospital, with a citation of there are no medicine, there is no water, there is no power, there is nothing. Citation of people are dying in the hospital because they're not being attended to. Then you mentioned you don't have a mental health facility within Kiambu County. Where are we going wrong?
I think
What do we do?
We feel let down by the health systems in our county. It's a big letdown that health facilities like Kihara, which holds the life of many lives around Kiamba and many other places, that people come to the hospital to seek help. I think we feel let down. Such a health facility without electricity, without a generator, I think we need forgiveness from above.
Should we blame it on the bankruptcy of the government at the moment?
No. A government official who sought anonymity said the issue is no procurement can take place until the governor authorizes. So by the time it reaches authorization, that's why it takes 2 weeks.
Authorization for what?
For procurement.
Okay.
Yes. If they need, like, the issue at the hospital was the cables. The same cable that connects the power is the same cable that connects the generator. To procure the same cables, you had to have authorization from the governor. So I think there's a lot of bureaucracy. I think it's the time our governor trusts people with our own resources.
Okay.
Yes. It
My-
is not his resources. It is our taxes. And it is the time he does delegation and trust people with our own money. If we trust him with our own money, we've got to trust somebody else. Because there could be an emergency at the theater. We have lost patients. We have casualties in this.
Perhaps to mention on that, and I won't mention the person because it's someone who's expectant, of course. And I want to pose this question again to you as a human rights activist. This lady had gone for a clinic. There's the Linda Mama a process of maybe paying for the clinic and such. And the lady was telling us actually here. And her words were these: it saddened her to find women who've gone through years, they are having waters in their, they injected in their hands, and they are carrying babies, and they are going to take the forms to be filled. In the same hospital.
That one can be looked into. We need caregivers for mothers and for expectant mothers.
Okay.
For mothers and for the expectant ones. That one we can have a sit down with the hospital administration and have a conversation around it. How do you treat women in the labor wards?
Can it be done?
It can be done.
Should it be done?
It should be done.
Right.
And it will be done.
It will be done.
Yes.
How soon?
As long as Mount Kenya Defenders Justice Space is on the throne,
All right.
it will be done.
Okay.
The next time I come here, we'll be giving you reports and success stories.
And I hope that will be the first thing to look up onto, especially of the health facilities, and not just Kihara, but within Kiambu County and within Mount Kenya. Because, you know, places like Nyeri, they have very good health facilities.
Yes.
Very good, actually.
Yes.
We know
Even our neighbor in
Nairobi
even
County, Kirinyaga,
Yes.
Muranga, I think.
Yes.
So I think we have questions to ask about
We
Kiambu
also
County.
need to step up as a community and fight for what it is, what belongs to us. It is no longer none of our business. It is our business.
It is our
If you're
business.
not affected,
You'll be infected.
yes.
Great. And who leads us to this?
Yes.
Who leads us to this?
Who?
Who leads us to this?
It's
Asking
us.
for what belongs to the people.
It is us. The sovereignty of the people of this country the power belongs to us.
Right.
Yes.
Power belongs to us. 072425.
People's power.
People.
Vox populi.
Sawa.
Yes.
When people speak, what do? We honor. We follow. Great. 07242574 our SMS line. And just to remind you, by the way, I think you seeing just as something that is running as we are doing our live show. Prestige TV will be coming live into a sitting room. and that it will be via Pang. And so there's something running down there asking for friends of Prestige to partner with Prestige to enable us to go to the mainstream media. And so, in doing that, the number that we keep on giving as a SMS line is also our M-Pesa number. So if you wish to support Prestige TV to go into the mainstream media, kindly channel your support. That is 0722442574. And we really need to come to your sitting room. You don't have to go on Facebook, you don't have to go to YouTube, you don't have to go to TikTok. We're coming live on you, or rather in your sitting room. Is that the best thing to say? Kindly so pray for Prestige as we work on to, or rather towards that.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you.
On behalf of the people of Mount Kenya, on behalf of my juniors, and on behalf of Haki Africa, our main partners, we are grateful to be here, and we will always come in. Today you are in a hurry, we are rushing somewhere,
right,
but we will always
where are you rushing to?
We are visiting another school in Banana Hill,
okay,
and we are speaking to the children against violence and tell them to speak up.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. Speak up, and thank you so much, Marion, for speaking up and enlightening us on issues to do with human rights and raising your voice loud and clear to be heard by the people of Mount Kenya region, and telling them that you are fighting for their rights, right, left, and center. And thank you so much for always finding time to come and be with us here at Prestige TV. And on behalf of our management, we are so much honored to have you honoring us.
Power.
People's power. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Again, I remind you, 0722442574. And we are live on Facebook, live on YouTube. We are on Instagram and TikTok. You can find us there. And after this, later in the evening, we'll be having one Pastor Robinson Anguba who will be coming to share the word of God with us. And later, we'll be having the golden moment, which is the worship hour. It's good to worship the Lord. It's good to serve people, and it's good to be in unity and to love one another. Marion said when we were starting, it is love that is going to win the drunkard mothers. And so it is love that has made us to be here. You loving us and us loving you back, because without you, we couldn't be here. And without us, could you have seen Marion? Have a good afternoon. My name is Dan Ngawanya, and God bless you so much for keeping it Prestige TV.
Prestige TV, always watched, admired and respected.